Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inquiring Faith, the show dedicated to exploring the origins and beliefs of religions around the world. I am your host, KJ Antesky, and today we're going to be talking about the origins of Buddhism. Buddhism is the fourth largest religion in the world as of 2018. It currently boasts somewhere around 488 million members. There's only about 1% of the Buddhist population in the US, somewhere around 5 million followers. So what is Buddhism and why does it have such a big following? Well, let's go back to the beginning. Buddhism is following of the Buddha, and no, we aren't talking about this guy. The Buddha we are talking about was born in the 6th century BC by the name of Siddhartha Gautama. Siddhartha was born a prince to the clan of the Shakya. The Shakya live in what was known as Lumbini, which is in modern-day Nepal. It was prophesied that when Siddhartha was born, he would grow to be a great king or a great spiritual leader. I guess we know how that turned out. To keep Siddhartha on the desired path, his father, the king, made sure to grant Siddhartha many luxuries and many riches. The king was trying to keep Siddhartha away from the realities of the human condition, such as age, illness, and death, and he tried to keep him away from the knowledge of religion, so that way he wouldn't try to follow in the same path. As per custom, Siddhartha was married at the age of 16 and would continue to live in a secluded life for 13 years. It was around this time, at the age of 29, that Siddhartha wanted to take a trip outside the castle walls. He asked his father, the king, if he could take a little excursion out, stretch his legs. His father agreed to let him out, but before he did so, his father made sure to clear the streets of any of the old, the sick, and the dying. However, one man seemed to escape their sight. As Siddhartha was going down the street in his chariot, he had seen this old man. Not knowing what he was looking at, he asked the charioteer. That is when he learned of old age. 3 other excursions outside of the palace would occur within the same time frame, and he would see illness and death. On his 4th excursion, he would see somebody meditating under a tree. After witnessing somebody meditate, this would start the Buddhist journey towards enlightenment. Siddhartha left his family behind after that, journeying out to find answers to suffering, answers to end suffering. For many years, he went from teacher to teacher, learning all that they could teach and mastering it. It wasn't until he met 5 ascetics that he had changed something up. They practiced an extreme form of self-mortification, which meant that they really starved themselves or went without sleep, stuff like that. It wasn't pretty. Eventually, Siddhartha became adept at the ascetics' ways as well, going as far to only needing 1 pea whenever he ate. But it got to a point he was starving to death. You could see his rib cage, and like I said, it wasn't a pretty sight. He had finally hit a point that he realized that this wasn't working. One of 2 extremes wasn't the path to enlightenment. It wasn't the way to end suffering. He was just causing more suffering for himself. He finally accepted food and he took a bath. The ascetics saw this as him abandoning their ways and they left him. So Siddhartha sat and contemplated what he should do next. Without companions or without a teacher, Siddhartha sat under a bodhi tree and just decided to meditate until the answers came to him. It is said that on the full moon of May, 6 years after Siddhartha had left his family, he had meditated until dawn. It is said that Mara, the god of desire, had descended onto earth to challenge Siddhartha. He sent storms, he sent seductions to try to lure Siddhartha away from enlightenment. Because to become enlightened meant he would have broken free from desire, broken free from Mara. There's a very famous depiction of the Buddha and his hand outstretched towards the earth. This depicted the scene of the Buddha defeating Mara. Siddhartha had placed his hand on the earth and asked the goddess of earth to banish Mara away. And she had. With Mara banished, Siddhartha had sat under the tree for 3 more nights, collectively seeing answers to the universe, seeing his past lives, until finally, on the 3rd night, he had become enlightened. He had become the Buddha. Alright, that's the end of the origins of Buddhism. I hope you guys learned something about Siddhartha and how he came to be the Buddha. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and let me know if there's anything I missed or any questions you might have in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time in the next video.